This just in: shocking, unredacted emails and text messages from both Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, where they are caught pleading, begging to Hollywood power players like Matt Damon and Ben Affleck to join them in their pile-on against Justin Baldoni.
The way Blake Lively is texting Matt Damon and Ben Affleck, you would think she's actually friends with these people and they talk often. But you know they're not, because of the way she's texting them.
There is something deeply revealing about desperation disguised as familiarity. When someone reaches out to people they barely know and frames it as casual connection, you can almost hear the gears turning beneath the surface. Blake Lively sent messages to Ben Affleck and Matt Damon that read less like friendly check-ins and more like strategic positioning. The language is careful, the tone is deliberate, and the timing cannot be ignored. These are not the words of someone casually catching up with old friends. These are the words of someone building a case, piece by piece, contact by contact. This is not about whether celebrities talk negatively about colleagues in private. Everyone does that. What separates mundane gossip from coordinated action is resources, influence, and follow-through. Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds, and their circle did not stop at venting frustration. They built a plan, executed it, and attempted to reshape an entire film production around their preferences. That difference is everything. It is the difference between complaining about your boss at happy hour and orchestrating their removal from the company. One is catharsis, the other is strategy. The core issue is power. When ordinary people complain about a coworker or acquaintance, it stays contained within that conversation. There is no mechanism to escalate those feelings into material consequences. You can call someone incompetent in a text message to your friend and nothing changes. The person you are talking about will never know. They will never feel the impact. Your words exist in a vacuum, harmless and fleeting. But when individuals with significant industry leverage decide someone is a problem, they have the tools to act on that belief. They can shift narratives, influence studio decisions, and apply pressure that reverberates far beyond a single text thread. They can make phone calls that matter. They can send emails that get read. They can shape outcomes. Taylor Swift described it as a long game. That phrase alone should clarify what was happening. This was not impulsive venting. It was calculated. The messages reveal a pattern of coordinated messaging, shared strategy, and mutual reinforcement. When someone with enormous cultural capital decides to position themselves as morally superior, while privately engaging in the same behavior they publicly condemn, the contradiction becomes impossible to ignore. The gap between public image and private action is where credibility dies. Consider the context. Taylor Swift built a public image around being wronged by others. She positioned herself as someone who stands against being demeaned or disrespected. Her entire brand, in many ways, has been constructed on the foundation of calling out mistreatment and demanding accountability. Yet these messages show her participating in exactly that kind of conduct toward Justin Baldoni. The disconnect is stark. It raises questions about consistency, about authenticity, and about whether the rules apply equally when you have enough influence to rewrite them. Does accountability only flow in one direction? Does it only matter when you are the one being wronged? Blake Lively sent Ben Affleck an email at midnight. The opening line alone signals distance. She writes, "It is Blake. Do not hang up." That is not how you address a close friend. That is how you approach someone you need something from, but have not spoken to in a significant amount of time. If you were truly close, you would not need to reintroduce yourself. You would not need to preemptively ask them not to dismiss you. The very structure of that opening line tells you everything you need to know about the actual relationship. She continues with praise for his wife, mentions seeing her frequently, and makes sure to establish warmth before making her request. It is textbook softening. Compliment the spouse. Establish familiarity. Lower defenses. Then ask for what you actually want. The email describes the production as chaotic. She characterizes the director as inexperienced, egotistical, and part of a cult. She claims she rewrote the entire script, directed actors, and managed the production because Justin Baldoni was incapable. She frames herself as the one holding everything together while battling against incompetence. The portrayal is damning and deliberate. Every word is chosen to position her as the hero of this story, and Justin Baldoni as the villain. She is the savior. He is the obstacle. She is competent. He is clueless. She is professional. He is dangerous. But there is something worth noting here. If the situation was truly as dire as she described, why did she stay? Why did she not walk away or escalate concerns through proper channels? If someone is truly incompetent, truly dangerous, truly creating an environment that is unworkable, there are mechanisms for addressing that. You can go to the studio. You can go to your agent. You can go to legal counsel. Instead, she chose to take over, rewrite material, and then seek validation from industry figures who could amplify her version of events. That choice suggests something other than helpless victimhood. It suggests someone who saw an opportunity and took it. Ryan Reynolds sent a similar message to Matt Damon and his wife. The tone mirrors Blake's email almost exactly. He describes the production as one of the wildest experiences in Hollywood history. He mentions a future documentary about what happened behind the scenes. He frames Justin Baldoni as incompetent, egotistical, and yes, part of a cult. The repetition of that specific detail is notable. It is designed to paint Baldoni as fringe, unreliable, and unworthy of credibility. When you call someone a cult member, you are not just criticizing their judgment. You are questioning their grip on reality. You are suggesting they are fundamentally disconnected from normal standards of behavior and thought. It is a powerful rhetorical tool, and Ryan Reynolds deploys it without hesitation. Blake adds to Ryan's message, repeating much of the same information. She describes rewriting the script, directing every actor, and managing the production because Justin Baldoni lacked experience. She mentions being given only 10 days to create her own edit in competition with his. She presents this as evidence of how little the studio trusted his vision. But that interpretation does not hold up under scrutiny. If Sony was genuinely looking for reasons to reject Justin Baldoni's version, they would not have needed a competition. They could have simply chosen Blake's edit and moved forward. The fact that a formal comparison was arranged suggests the studio was weighing both options seriously. And when test audiences preferred Baldoni's cut, that outcome speaks for itself. The audience saw both versions and chose his. That is not a minor detail. That is a rejection of Blake's central claim that her vision was superior. Matt Damon offers Blake a directing opportunity at Artist Equity. That offer is puzzling. She was not hired to direct this film. She was brought on as an actress. Yet somehow, the assumption had formed that this was her project to lead. That assumption reveals how the narrative had already shifted in their private conversations. They were treating the film as if Blake had earned creative control, despite having no formal role that granted it. She was never the director. She was never the producer in the traditional sense. She was an actress who decided the director was not good enough and took matters into her own hands. And rather than questioning that overreach, Matt Damon rewarded it by offering her a future directing job. That tells you how deeply the narrative had already taken root in their circle.